Hello, and welcome to Straight from the Cloverfield. I'm your host, Ralph. Today's topic is surpassing enlightenment. Okay, before we get to the topic, I have an announcement. Many of you have seen Sebastian, um, our new addition to our puppet family, and he will be doing some videos, and we got some lined up, but he has to go through a procedure, and then he will do his videos. So, unfortunately, you have to deal with me for now. I know everybody's been looking forward to Sebastian. He's got himself out there pretty good, and he's looking forward to doing some of his shows. So, okay, now back to our regularly scheduled show. Okay, because I don't like the term program, because I ain't looking to program nobody. What I do here is to share what has been received and hope to help individuals understand things better. And I'm not telling anybody to believe anything, and I am not trying to start any kind of cult or anything like that. I'm just simply sharing information received, because we feel that when nature flows through us, it's our responsibility to share what we know, what we have been given. So this episode is going to be about surpassing enlightenment. Beings return automatically when they don't get past enlightenment, unless Earth has decided that she doesn't want them to return because they've done something that took the energy of another being. But that's for that. But the whole point is to learn how to surpass enlightenment, because enlightenment is enlighten the mind. The mind, again, in the mind. You need to find your way out of your mind. And even like somebody be like they out of their mind, make it look like a bad thing. But that's what you need to learn how to do. This part of the Earth School learning curriculum. They have you believing that you have to memorize and do all the study and memorize. No. Let it flow with nature. Trust that what you have taken in will be delivered in the moments that you need it. So, we need to surpass enlightenment, because staying enlightened is just like another circle of dust, but they keep saying love and light, and toxic positivity and all that. Surpass enlightenment. Get out of your head so you can take in what nature has to teach. Beings, enlightenment is like, the mind is like a maze. You reach enlightenment, then your mind starts to control you. And that's where you need to draw the line and say, no, learn how to be a receiver, because that's what you are. The soul is the operator. The soul leashes the mind, following the heart. That's what it is. Don't allow enlightenment to take over your soul, because that's what the mind will do when it gets on a pedestal. The mind is not to wear the crown, because the mind has destroyed the crown. We crown the heart, because the heart knows, and we must learn to follow the heart. And the soul must leash the mind is the whole bottom line. Don't let your mind control you. Waking up is good, but you must get beyond enlightenment and into the present moment. In the earth, the present moment is where it all is at. The present moment is where everlasting life is at. Get to the present moment and stay there and receive. And carry out what you receive to help others. And don't be in a rush when you have a project to do and deliver it to others, because people sometimes they stress out and they want to do lots of different takes and they want it to be perfect. It's not perfect. It's a flow that needs to be shared, and we take the time to. There's no time for illusion, but we take the moment. We live in the moment, and however long it takes, because the gifts that you receive cannot be are timeless. So no matter when anybody listening, it's always relatable to somebody who may need to hear the message. And that's what we do. We pass along the messages that we get to help others to create a better version of themselves and work on their inner work and understand things and make sense of what is going on in life. And so, stay in the present moment with Earth, where everlasting life is. Don't get wrapped into the past and age, and worry about the mistakes that you made or whatever. You want to go back in the past and change it. Well, no, you can't, because that would be violating the cosmic law of non-interference. Even if you did that to yourself, which is, you can't do that anyway. So you can't change the past. Let it go. Be in the present moment. You will not age if you will let go of the past, but humanity cannot let go of the past. I myself, even me, myself, when I did this show for the first take, I had to do another take because I said the wrong show title. I said Last Resort Repair and Recreation. And that was our show back in 2016. So I am doing it, and a lot of individuals do it because they don't even realize they're doing it. So get into the present moment. Apparently we have to keep returning there because it's just a very difficult phenomenon to jump over. But it's a big lesson on the school of Earth. To get enlightened through research and remembering, but they don't get past that stage. See, they're always taking in and taking in and taking in, and they're not being. Even doing like a show and stuff, if that's all you're doing, you ain't not being. You have to be in the moment. And be with people. Go outside in nature, like I said. Today is not the greatest day to go outside, so we're doing the show. And that's how nature tells you when it's time to do a show and when it's not. Because when it's nice out, you best be outside because you are needed. And Earth is saying, when the hell are you? I needed to teach you something or show you something or put an animal in your path and you were not there to take in the lesson, which hinders your ability to travel beyond enlightenment into nature and understand the flow, because you must learn to adjust to nature and the reality that Earth chooses. We must adapt to nature and whatever reality Earth chooses. It's an adaptation. Because remember, we are guests on Earth. Humanity is a guest of Earth. So treat it with respect. Do what you can to help better things and improve the things that you came here. Improve what you came with something that was going on when, or make it a better place than it was when you got here. Somehow. Helping somebody, inspiring somebody, offering whatever your gifts that you were given to give to others. It's all about giving. It says they get stuck at that stage of enlightenment, the mind like a maze, and the mind is the fourth dimension, where the mind resides in there, because the mind is not in 3D because it's in a skull, so it's not. So it's in the fourth dimension, which can lead to corruption when they are there for too long. Yeah, in your head too long. Reaching enlightenment, one must take the next leap into the soul instead of repeating and researching over and over and over again, because that's what a tendency to do. Humanity has a tendency to do, and keep going over and over again and getting to enlightenment, not getting past that, and then stop. And then it keeps going, same thing again. You gotta get past it, get out of it. Once you surpass it, you can figure out whether you want to come back or not, because you will understand that that's a phenomenon that most people are unconscious of. When they become conscious of it, then they learn how to surpass enlightenment and understand that the divinity that is them, that's within everybody, because everybody is source and source is everybody, and nobody is higher or lower than anybody else. We're all equal beings on this planet. Humanity somehow convinced itself that Earth belongs to man, he can do whatever he wants with it, which is not right. It's to be shared. It's to learn from. It's to learn to treat Earth as you would like to be treated. And that's what we're here for to do. The golden rule, like we always need to remember, treat others like you'd like to be treated. And don't cause harm, or steal the energy of others. Be on Earth and learn. Always be open to learning and discovering. And that which you learn, discover, share with others in your own creative way. So your being that surpasses enlightenment can choose whether or not they wish to return. But most likely they always choose to return. But usually the ones that do always do choose to return because they want everybody to understand how to surpass enlightenment. And they don't want to leave the fellow beings behind because they have empathy and kindness, and they want to help where they see struggles. They may not always know how they're going to do it, but somehow it works out. Inside this show, somehow it does. Sometimes we don't know what we're going to say. We got a bunch of stuff floating around, getting nervous, hitting the record button. But once we do it, it flows through. And I believe that the sage helps too, because I love that burning sage, because it's somehow a connection to nature, and it's great. It just is. It's wonderful. So that's the whole point. Most beings that surpass enlightenment choose to come back because they want to help others that have not surpassed enlightenment. Might get stuck in their own heads. And that's where the prison is, in the head, in the skull. The mind is in there for a reason, because it's a dangerous thing that wants to control, like I always say. So I hope this episode was helpful, and hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.